Yeah, this ain't just talk. This is perspective. Yeah.
Real conversations, no filter, no script. Different views at the table, everybody gotta speak. From the wins to the losses, yeah, we been through it all. Now we back with a purpose every time that we call. This Cooley in the game, where the real ones connect. Where the truth get heavy and the perspectives connect. We don't argue for noise, we build, we reflect. Every word got weight, every voice got respect. So listen close. You might hear something different. You might learn something.
Hello, people. It is Thursday, July 30th. I didn't have to look to see what the date was
Good
today.
job.
Episode 5, The Altar and the Ache, has to start off with an apology. The last time we left you, we were arguing about sequels and all of that stuff. That was episode 4, which was like almost, 3 weeks ago now?
Yeah.
2-3 weeks ago. We were supposed to do a show after that. Shannon and I were on vacation. But it wouldn't have worked out anyway because and I don't even know if you knew this, the Wi-Fi had actually went out in our Airbnb that day, and it was a long day anyway, and it was a long trip. But we are back on schedule, ready to talk to you all, and we have guests today. This is our first show with guests. One of them just left us. There she go. Cousin Will is back, all the way coming from the left coast, the west coast. He is back with us. Welcome back, friend of the show. Glad to see you, cuz.
Yes, sir. It's good to be back.
We also have Mercedes Dion. She is joining us. She is also a podcast host. She's going live. We're going live on her YouTube too. So we want to say hello to all everybody out there in Mercedes land. That's what we're gonna call it today. And Mercedes is a podcast host and a prophet, and we felt it best to have her on here. Don't make that face. We brought you here for a reason. Like, we want to have a well-rounded discussion, open dialogue. About this topic. How you doing, Mercedes?
I'm good. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
G won't be here. He is on strike because he's mad because we missed a week. So he said he's going to miss a week. So, but the professor is here because, as you all know, he missed a week. Episode 4, he just decided to not show. No call, no show.
God
bless you. God bless you, brother.
I appreciate it. Nene, I think we're going to bring you in and let you be in charge of HR too, because it's a lot of funny business going on around here. So, episode 5, The Altar and the Ache. I'm not even going to mess around. We have been opening shows with worldly topics going on in social media, but this go round with the show. I don't know if you all know, like, podcasting. One of the toughest things about podcasting is, what am I going to talk about?
Mm-hmm.
Like, trying to come up with fresh ideas. Certain people only want to hear one. Certain people just want to hear relationship stuff.
That is true.
Certain people only want to hear, what's going on gossip wise, which Kardashian slept with it. It's different lanes for everybody. So I want us to be very well rounded. So I try to, our tagline is, real life, real conversations, real perspectives. We all live real day-to-day lives, and so I try to grab things based on that. And The Altar and the Ache episode was based around church hurt, a conversation that Shannon and we occasionally have, especially when it comes down to why I don't go to church anymore. And I don't even like to say I don't go to church anymore. I don't think that's fair to say. I just have not been in a little while. So it's not like I'm opposed to going. I just have not. I'm not opposed. What? I'm not opposed to going to church. I just haven't been in a while.
Okay.
I'm not opposed to it. So this topic came up because, a little background on me very quickly. I came up in an apostolic background as far as church is concerned. And I enjoyed my time in church. I was on the choir. I was in the musician section. I played my little trumpet for the choir. We went in church on Tuesdays for Bible study. We went Wednesday. We went Friday, and Sunday we went to morning service, and then we went to grandma's house to eat, and then back for night service. So I was in church 4 days a week. Yeah, it was a job. And that's probably not fair. That's what it like, as a child, that's what it can feel like. So when I became of age to make my own decisions, I kind of walked out the door and never walked back into it. Now, can you call that hurt? Was I hurt? I wasn't really hurt. I just was, I don't even know the right thing to say as far as what I was, but that's where this whole topic for this episode came from. Just my thoughts on that and the fact that everybody at Shannon's church thinks that she made her husband up. So that's how this all came about. So that's my personal story. And I want to clarify that I'm not anti-church, and this is not a bashing session on church. This is not a bashing session on the people in the church. This is an open dialogue about a topic that I think a lot of people actually, go through or maybe feeling that right now at this time. So any thoughts on that so far from anybody? Who else goes to church regularly? I don't mean an Easter baby, a Christmas baby, a funeral, wedding. Like, who regularly attends service?
I do.
So it's only
So I don't go for all the wrong reasons though.
okay. You got to expound.
Right, you can't.
Yeah,
just
you can't
say
just
that.
put
Right
that in
now, or you want to wait? Because I'm sure you're gonna bring up something, and I'll say that again.
there. All right, we can put a tag.
I can wait.
You need
I
to
can
have,
wait.
You need to have an ink pen. Okay. All right.
The secretary.
Okay. Cousin Will.
I don't go, man, and I don't go for a lot of the same reasons. It sounds like you don't go, and I think I would describe it the same way too. It's not that I'm opposed. It's not that I'm anti. It's that when you grow up, and it's kind of a have to do. So you do it, you get used to it, you understand it, it becomes a part of your life. And then when you start to get a little bit older and have a little bit more control of your life and a little bit more room to ask questions, and those questions don't really have answers that make a whole lot of sense to you, then it starts to kind of change what you look for. And I think, I'll probably get into it a little bit later on too, but I started looking for what I was trying to find. And when I was looking in those old forced places, my experience wasn't measuring up to what I was trying to find ultimately, if that makes sense. So I'm not saying right now that I'm not going. I will say like it's complicated and I'm still looking.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Mercedes, what is your background? Were you a holiday baby?
I am a church baby through and through. There were moments in my life where I not only left the church, but I left God. I recently, how can I say it? So in 2000, I'll just say it like this. In 2021, the church that I had been a part of since 2016, the building phase, like I was a charter, what they call charter member. Like I helped start the church. That church dissolved in 2021. And so from 2021 until about last year, I didn't necessarily go to church, but I watched online. I would go to different like conferences and stuff like that, but I did not have a church home. It wasn't until recently that I am now a part of a ministry again. After saying that I would not ever go back to church. But when it's in you and when God has purpose in you, you can run, but you ain't gonna you can't, I'll say it like this, you can't outrun God. Like you can't outrun the purpose God has for your life. And so right now we are in the building phases of starting our church, and we actually launch in November. So I've been doing a lot of things from now until November, but I was like you, Mike. I was always at church. My mom did a lot in the church, and so she was always at church. So we was always at church, and I was in the choir. I was actually in the band, and I was doing all of the things. But I'm gonna keep it brief for right now. It's a pivotal moment happened in my life in 2006 that made me question God, and then something else happened to me in 2013 that made me walk away from God for a little bit. So I've been through all the things. So I feel like I am a walking blueprint, walking billboard of what it looks like to have been in church all your life. Not just leave church, but like how they said in the Bible, Job's wife told him to curse God and die. You know what I'm saying? Like I literally gave God my behind the kiss, and he welcomed me back with open arms. So that's a little bit of my story.
I think a lot of people who grew up,
No, you good. I'm just messing with you.
that grew up in the church, and I will say forced, because as kids, that's how we look at it. We were forced to go to church. At some point, when like cousin Will said, get that where we can make our own decisions, we shy away because it's like now I don't have to get up early. I don't have to whatever. But a lot of us do circle back around as we mature, go through life, and then we start looking for God again.
So it's the discipline versus the obligation,
Yes. Yeah.
the carrot or the stick.
Hey, don't say that again. We're gonna write that down and put that on the shirt.
Well, well, TM.
Right.
There you go. I trademarked
We
it.
trademarked it.
So yeah, so was it discipline or were we performing? So yeah, like as a child, you have no choice.
Right. Absolutely.
If mama wake up on Sunday and get dressed, everybody going. Ain't no I'm staying home with daddy, or however it might have been set up. Like if mama was going and daddy was going too, like everybody's going to church.
That's Diamond.
I'm not going to trigger Diamond today.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna do my best. So I mean that's how it was, and
And they still think our parents still think like that, because I get a lot of slack about Chase.
I get a lot of slack from my mother still. I'm 45 damn years old, and my mother still give me grief about like
Not going to church.
not going to church. Like, I mean, I have a relationship with God. Like, I pray. Like, I literally every night I get on my knees and I say my prayers. I don't know how many people still get on their knees and say their prayers at night, but I'm one of them. Like, I get on my knees, and maybe I do so much because I do so little on the other end. But you know, I mean, that's my time. Like that's my moment. Like, you know, I
want to ask a question.
Go ahead.
What is the right religion?
Ooh.
I don't think that was on the sheet.
I'm just curious, because when we talk about this, it's always interesting to me that we make it extremely personal in what we believe and how we look at things. Does God really care about what religion you have? And if the answer is no, then I think you need to be looking at something else. That's just my opinion.
Okay, so like I feel like I got a bunch of things in my head to say. It boils down to your personal. I do believe it boils down to your personal beliefs.
Now I'm not gonna say that because we've had this conversation
Right.
before here now.
And which religion you choose to follow, because there is so many. And I mean, I can't say what you like off top, like just hands down 100% where it started, but I know who I choose to follow. And I choose to follow the Bible. I choose to believe hands down wholeheartedly that I go through Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. Someone else chooses to believe Muhammad or whoever. Like I really believe it boils down to a choice of who you choose to believe in, because there's just so many out there.
I would love the answer right now, but I'm gonna wait until we get into the script.
You're doing a lot of waiting today.
All right, so I'll say this then. I'll say this just starting from what Shannon just said.
Okay.
First thing, I'll just say Jesus for conversation purposes. Jesus never said he was God. That's number one. Matter of fact, he actually said, me and the Father are one. But let me ask you a question. Matter of fact, I'm not going to ask you. I'm going to just say this. Is God your Father?
Yeah.
All right, so what makes you different from him and from Jesus and God? I mean, Jesus and you. What makes you different?
What
So
makes
you don't
us-
got to answer that. Just
Okay.
think about it for a minute. Another part is I think that we want to put human characteristics on something that we don't understand. And because we do that, I think we create this flawed system. I'm not saying anything is wrong with going to church at all. And I have a rebuttal on going to church. Like I said, I don't think anything is wrong with it. I think the context is where the problem comes in. Well, I don't want to say the problem comes in because people, I'm gonna just I guess put it on the same lines as far as the gym is concerned. People like to wear these trash bags and they like to wear these sauna suits and they pull all this water out of your body. But in reality, I know that once you drink some water, the water's gonna come back. So I don't care what you put on your body, all that stuff that you poured out is gonna come back. But I don't say anything because if that's what you need to get closer to God, please do that. If you need to go to church to get closer to God, please do that. But understand that it absolutely is more to it than just that. People go to church and allow the pastor to tell them anything. They do zero research and they believe the pastor can save them. No, he cannot. Because ignorance of the law, just like in the real world, is no excuse. And we just go along with whatever somebody else tell us. We do no research on the information. We don't really care. We just write down scriptures. We don't really revisit them. We don't really use anything like. Let me ask you this, and then I'm gonna let this go. Have any of you ever looked at something, a book on etymology?
I have
No.
not looked at it, but first
Okay.
of all, can you Google what the fuck that is?
Can I Google what it means? I thought he said
So-
edamame.
The reason why I asked that question is because I do agree with the Bible. The only problem is in the context that we use it in English is different from the way that it was written in Hebrew. A prime example is, and I always use this as an example because it happened early in the text. There's a difference between.
Wait, because I went to public school. Like, and I know more people in here went to public school, and I stopped at the 12th grade, and I became a blue collar man. So etymology, the study of the origin of words and the way in which their meanings have changed throughout history.
Right.
That's for everybody that's like me, that's not ashamed to say I needed to look
I
it
don't
up.
know. Right.
Yes.
So
there we go.
So understanding that, you got to understand that words meant something different in that time period. And if we're trying to put context to something in this time period based off of what was happening in that time period, we could be 100% wrong and 100% off. And I love to hear people say that you can interpret the Bible different ways. No, you cannot. You're interpreting the Bible 100 different ways only because you don't want to do the work to have the understanding that you're supposed to have. That's like saying if my mother told me to go to the store and bring home milk and I come home with a cow, that's okay. No, it's not okay. So it's a convenient way to say I did my best, but you didn't do your best. You only did what was easy for you.
Can I interject?
Yes.
Amen.
And
Absolutely.
Shannon can definitely fact check. So I did not know that's what the word was. I did not know it was etymology. Thank you for teaching me something. But it is something I actually do. When I break down scripture, I go back to the context of what it meant in Hebrew, not just what we read in English Standard. So thank you, because you just taught me something today.
Yes.
But I 100% agree with you because there are certain scriptures. I said this to Shannon earlier, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it now. Oftentimes, a lot of the reason we deal with church hurt, and I do this because we like to talk about the building when it's actually the people that is the church. It's the people that make up the body. And so how can I say this?
Just say it.
Just say it.
Just see
Okay.
it.
I was giving it to you.
So-
Just say it.
We already got put off YouTube once. We ain't scared.
It's a certain level of healing that allows your discernment to be different. And so when
Okay.
you said people go to church and they just allow the pastor to say whatever, you are 100% correct. Because I'll say this, trauma is not our fault, but healing is our responsibility. And I believe healing happens in various ways, whether it's how you believe. I believe in Jesus and therapy. I literally just started back going to therapy 2 weeks ago because I thought I was healed in a certain area, and it was something I can't just pray away. Because a lot of people think that you can just pray certain stuff away, or you can just go to church and sometimes you got to talk that stuff through with somebody that is licensed to help you get through it. So I 100% agree with you with everything you just said concerning the Bible, concerning how people sit up under leadership and they don't want to do the work. We are a lazy bunch. And I'm just going to talk about Christianity because that's what I believe in. We are so lazy. Modern Christians are lazy because what we are free to do over here in America, it is other people getting killed in other countries for. But we think that we can just go to church, read our little Bible, do our little prayer. No, and it's deeper than that. So I 100% agree with you. Now, when it comes to sitting up under leadership, I done been up under enough bad leadership to appreciate integral leadership that I'm up under right now. I done been up under, and no, she's not perfect. She's not perfect by far, but I know her heart is to God. And the reason I know her heart is for God is because I've healed in such a way that I listen different. I always tell the girls, healed ears hear differently. Hurt ears hear differently. Because when you hurt, you most always gonna find some offense in what you hear. When you're hurt, the way you view things is gonna be from a place of offense. It's always gonna be negative. And I'm talking about something I lived. When I was hurt, me being on here and you saying what you saying, I would be like, no, but I've healed to such a place that everybody's perspective deserves to be heard, even if I don't agree with what you're saying. Maturity says we can have a conversation and we can agree to disagree. So I just wanted to interject about what you were saying concerning like reading the word and just sitting up under leadership and different things like that. I 100% agree with you on that.
I want to add some more, but come on, Courtney, we gotta come up with the subject matter, yo, because I'm telling you, I got a lot on this now.
All right, now I want to go back. There was a comment left in the Will. So what do you have to say so far, cuz?
Yeah, so I mean, it's I'm with all y'all, and I think Mercedes, you made a real good point. Like, it's healed ears hear different things from hurt ears, but when you're in the process, because like this is what I do, right? So when I'm working with somebody, it's very easy for me as the outside person to see what might be healed and what might be hurt, but to them, that's their experience. That's all they know. So what is normal to them in the moment may feel like healed. And honestly, as a therapist, it's not my job to convince them that it's hurt. It's my job to figure out what do you want to do with what you know. The thing that unites all of us, though, is we all want something to believe in. You take away all of the different categories, the religions, the who's your God. Everybody just wants something to believe in. And I think my issue is you have this idea of spirituality, which is, for the most part, a good thing to be involved with. And it didn't get messed up until you added the human element, because humans have motives, right? So then it becomes a matter of supply and demand. I know that a lot of people want this thing. If I position myself between this thing and the people, then I now have control of the people. So my version of it might be Christianity. Your version might be Hebrew. Your version might be Islam. Your version might be something else. And now my job is to promote what is the biggest thing. But even deeper than that, when I have my people that believe in my way of doing it, I can tell them anything that I want to tell them. right? And so my journey is when I'm sitting in church, and I'm coming here, I'm paying my tithes, I'm coming every day. I don't want to mess up. I want to make sure I'm doing all the things that I'm supposed to do. And I go to this building, and this person is telling me every week, you have a relationship with God. You can speak directly to God. God is in you. You are in God's image. After a while, I'm like, then why am I talking to you? Why am I listening to you? If I can talk straight to this thing that is the goal, why do I have to come here and pay for your Jaguar bill and sit in here every week and feel like if anything that I do against this teaching is wrong, and I feel like less than when I already have that connection? And that's when the questions start to come for me, is like what purpose am I really serving? Am I trying to get to this faith, or am I feeding through this conduit that this person has put into place because now they have figured out a way to put themselves between me and what my goal is?
Wow. Okay. That was.
I don't care what y'all say. This episode is definitely going to count as me going to church. So,
No, it's not, sir.
hey, look.
No, it's
Hey,
not.
this counts. This is put this in my checkbox for attendance in 2026, because this is it right here.
So, I know you want to show the comment, but I was just thinking and like really listening to what cousin was saying, and I just wanted to comment, and it might, like I said, this is just me. When I think about the building, because I do have a different relationship with God than I did many years ago, even last year. I spend time with him, and yes, I don't need the building. I don't need my minister to have a relationship with the Lord. However, for me, as I am learning the word and as I am navigating through, it's a way for me to, like, when I'm getting the word on Sunday, the scripture, the whatever, what's he ministering, it's allowing me to kind of understand slightly certain things a little better, because sometimes the Bible is hard to read. So to have somebody, and not say that the way that they are ministering it is always correct, but if I can catch something that makes me be like, okay, now it makes sense just a little bit more, then now I can take that with a little bit more clear understanding and then go dig deeper on my own. So for me, it's like it's another way of helping. Like, you go to college, you go to school, like it's just another level of help to help me dig deeper. He's not helping me or making my relationship with the Lord any better, because he has no authority and power in that. But just hearing certain things differently kind of has helped me learn and understand the Bible better, so that when I'm reading it, I can then have different conversations with God about what I'm reading and try to have a clear understanding, if that makes sense.
So TJ,
Can I
go
say
ahead.
something to what Shan just said? So the Bible definitely says to study to show thyself approved, a worker that need not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. It's not for you to just go off of every word that your pastor says. You have to know the word, because how will you know that you're sitting up under good teaching if you don't know the word for yourself? And I don't know if Will said it or Professor said it, but you sitting up under somebody and you listening to them and you going off of everything they're saying, and they're using the scripture out of context. The one thing I cannot stand in this Christian journey that I am on is when people use scriptures to manipulate people, because that is just the truth. The people who are not in it for good reasonings will take scriptures and manipulate people who are spiritually immature. And so I just wanted to interject, like, you studying the word for yourself is what you're supposed to be doing. And if any leader tries to sway you from studying by yourself, run as fast as you can.
You are tuned into the Cooley and the Gang show.
And Mirror Talks.
What?
Mirror Talks.
And / Mirror Talks. This is our first
collab.
What they call it, collab episode. Yeah, shout out to, I don't know.
No.
Okay.
No.
There we go. Look, this new board don't label the sound. So this is our first collab episode. So shout out to everybody that's joining on the Mirror Talks in and everybody over on the CNTGN. One big happy family tonight. Mirror Talks airs when?
You girl.
We're coming back in August every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And the Cooley and the Gang show is every other Thursday, 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So TJ Hudson had a comment in the room. Shout out to TJ. He said, people will go to what benefits them and their families. It may just be the process of finding the church that benefits you. One of the many benefits of the right church is being amongst a community of believers who can hold you accountable and pour into you on the physical and spiritual level.
Mm.
So shout out to TJ. I'd had that start as one of the favorite comments so far tonight. And I think that kind of touched on that came about when the professor was speaking about picking and things like that. We are rounding into episode. So we're about to go into segment 2. Anybody that is actually watching on Facebook, if you're on my personal Facebook Live, I am shutting that off now. So you can come on and join us over on YouTube. If you need to find us on YouTube, that's easy. You just go over to YouTube and you just go in and you search for Cooley and the Gang. Facebook, we are going to let you live on our Cooley and the Gang page. We are going to keep going. This is only my personal page that I'm shutting off.
You know, I'll be trying to cut y'all all off on Facebook.
Oh my Lord.
What?
I wasn't on my Facebook page. That's my YouTube page.
Oh yeah, you definitely on YouTube. Yep.
Ain't that a kick in the head?
Good job. Good job. We got all the saints in here tonight. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Anyway, yeah, so all right, let's is everybody comfortable going on to segment 2?
Sure.
Anybody have any final thoughts? Because we do have a couple minutes.
All right, so since we got a couple of minutes, I want to say something, right? So I don't know what you're gonna say next, but if let's remove church for a second, and let's just discuss how let's discuss energy, right? So everybody believes in energy, they believe in it manifesting and things along those lines. So if you believe in energy, the reason why I say that there's nothing wrong with church is because everybody's trying to discover something. We're all there for the same purpose. We're there trying to figure out something that just doesn't make sense to us or we don't have the answers to. Because if we had the answers, the churches would be empty, right? So with that being said, the reason why church still plays a valuable role, even with a person who has a different understanding, or churches or any religious organization, is because the energy is there for the same purpose. Everybody in that room at that moment is trying to find something, and you can get something from that. That's why I said I would never shut off church, the mosque, or synagogue, or wherever you go, or whatever you're into, because there is something about that whole transferring of energy and what they say, more than one people in one place. That's where you can have church, something along those lines. There's a reason for that, because there's energy in that room, you know, and transferring that energy to find something greater than yourself. You never know what you might find in that. But I definitely got more. Trust me when I tell you.
Oh, we know.
Oh, we can tell. Don't forget, hit that like button, hit that heart, hit that thumbs up if you're on YouTube, on Mirror Talks, and also on Cooley and the Gang. That is how we get these videos flowing, and you never know who this may touch. And don't forget to share. Hey now. Tell a friend to tell a friend about Mirror Talks and Cooley and the Gang. So let's move on to the autonomy shift. The transition into adulthood and choice. So back to my story, which kind of led to this discussion. 18 hit, I was outside.
Ain't gotta go no more.
I was outside. When I say I was outside, I got to be the only dumbest 8 person in the world to decide to get arrested for the first time when you can be legally charged as an adult. I waited until I turned 18 to do all the dumbest things I can do. Despite all of that, 4 days a week, convocations where we would go away, youth congresses, despite all of that I had instilled in me, I still jumped outside, jumped off the porch, and I did everything opposite of what I've been taught.
He's also a what's it called? A PK?
And I'm a preacher's kid. Yes. I left that part out.
And I'm sorry, you're right. I didn't. I had to speak to my twin.
I'm definitely a preacher's kid. Even still to this day. Shout out to my bonus dad. He is a pastor. And one of the few that I actually listen to, maybe because I know him.
I'm about to say, let's rewind that statement, because your statement is that is the only church you will attend, because he's the only pastor that you will listen to.
That's because I know where my money's going.
Bruh.
Sometimes back to me.
Bruh. Y'all not praying enough.
I'm just saying. So, I mean.
But y'all know PKs are the worst, right? Ain't that what they say?
Hey, look, I jumped all the way off the church, off the porch.
Yeah, off the church porch.
Norma Jean, Foxy Lady.
Jesus.
I learned about scrippers and everything. Lord forgive me. But, yeah, so, I made that conscious decision, and, I would pop up occasionally. So I didn't just leave and that was it. It was just random pop-ups, and things like that. But I have to say that I definitely had some praying aunties, for sure, that got me through that. But I want to ask you all, as a child, when you're coming up, but forced to go somewhere, can you really get anything out of something you're forced to do?
I know I didn't. And not only that, the churches, when we were growing up, and there might be still some out there now, but the churches growing up, for me, the way that they ministered and they preached wasn't done in a way that the youth could understand what they were teaching. So no, I didn't benefit from it at all, because I didn't know what he was talking about besides hooting and hollering up there on the pulpit. So no, I didn't. I can't tell you that I learned anything in my days under my mama taking me to church. I really
feel
can't.
like you've learned more.
I've definitely learned more.
You had the base, right and wrong.
Right. Like I knew there was
yeah.
God. I know certain things. You know the basis, you don't, the certain sin. Oh, Jesus, sorry, hit my head. Sins. And you know, like the little things, but like the overall scope of things. No, I didn't. And I can truly say I've learned the most within the last 2 years. And I'm gonna be real. Mercedes has taught me a whole lot, so much. She has taught me so many things that I've gone to my minister and be like, why you don't teach this? Like I've literally gone like, why you don't teach about this?
So you want to just cause havoc?
No, I'm holding him accountable, because if he's the person I'm choosing to follow, then I want to make sure that he's giving me everything. Don't pick what you think is safe.
Mm-hmm.
Don't pick what you think the people just want to hear. Teach us all of it, because that's what you were destined to do, was to teach us the word of the Lord. And that includes everything in that Bible. So if I don't feel like I'm getting those, and I really enjoy my minister. He is a good teacher. I've learned a lot from him. But now I'm holding you accountable. Okay, go deeper. You know what I mean? These children coming up need to learn what I didn't learn coming up. And you have a church full of youth.
Everybody knows Shannon cause havoc. So all right, now I want to get into everybody's back, because I know we all as youth attended church. So I want to get into the structures and the disciplines of your churches as youth, because in the apostolic church where I went, women didn't wear pants. You listen to rap music, you're going to hell. You drink, you're going to hell. You fornication, sex before marriage, you're going to hell.
You are, though.
What?
You are.
Going
You
to
are.
hell?
I mean, that is, yeah. No. Yeah. Okay.
What else? It was a lot of rules. And as a child, as I think back, it was more rules than good times. I don't know if that's like my wording may not be correct, but it was
No.
more rules than
Y'all were scared. They
fun times.
scared y'all.
I did have fun, but it was a certain level of fear. And my Aunt Debbie, I love my Aunt Debbie to death. She scared the hell out of me a bunch of times. Like, I love my Aunt Debbie. It's my other mother. Like, I love her to death. But she says she scared me a couple times. But what was the structure like in your churches growing up?
You can go, Cousin Will.
Okay, I'll go real quick. I learned that where you go matters. So I grew up Roman Catholic, and where we
That's
went
the
to
coolest
church.
way.
I mean, for the Baltimore audience on here, our church was St. Bernardine's
Same
on Emerson
thing.
Avenue,
Still is to today.
right in the middle of the village. So for those who don't know, like that's like the hood, and the church presented like a hood church. So it probably was more like a Baptist church than it was a Catholic church. So I learned when to stand up, when to sit down. I learned when to go get the communion. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know why I was there. I learned the songs. But beyond just learning like the ritual, I didn't get to that next level of like, what is this for? And then I think like after that, when I grew up a little bit, I tried to go to a traditional Catholic church because like I'm Catholic, that's where I go. That scared the hell out of me because it wasn't nothing like St. Bernardine's. It was like some real different. And then when I learned what Baptist church is like Southern Baptist, like that's a whole different experience. So I think by that point I was pretty confused, but I think the thing that stuck with me was like what to do, when to stand, when to sit up, when to stand up, when to sit down, when to kneel, when to like you learn the structure, you go through the motions. We went to Sunday school, we did it because that's what we were supposed to do. And I think what I left that experience wanting is like, what's the deeper meaning behind this? And I think that's where, as you grow up and start to make your own decisions, that's what I started to look for.
Go ahead, Mercedes.
So for me, I was raised missionary Baptist. I'm Georgia Peach, so Southern girl.
We couldn't
I'm
tell.
gonna say this as delicately as possible. My church taught me religion. What I am going through right now in life is relationship. I have a relationship with God. And so while some of the foundational things that I was given by being in church, I think I was, J16. So around 15, 16 years ago, I literally had to unlearn everything I had learned for 20 something years.
From the original church
Yes.
that you grew up in.
Because a lot of what I was taught was preferential, like it was preference. It wasn't biblical. The only biblical thing that they bashed upside of your head was no sex before marriage, right? And so even the whole thing of getting up in front of the church and apologizing because you was pregnant out of wedlock. And one of the things I can commend my mother on is she never made me do that. I watched friends and family members stand up in front of their church and apologize to niggas. Oh, I'm sorry. That had nothing to do with the, situation at hand because the Lord had already forgiven me. And that's another thing. But yeah, so I learned so much, but I in turn had to unlearn everything I learned. And also because I am a prophet, Lord, I can't believe I'm saying this publicly. I thought I was crazy because I was in an atmosphere that does not understand who I am. And so you go your whole life thinking you crazy until you get around the people who are just like you, and you realize, oh, I'm not crazy at all. I just wasn't around the people that I was supposed to be around. So yeah, in a nutshell, raised missionary Baptist. I have nothing but love. I enjoyed my time. You know what I'm saying? In church, and it may not be for the reasons of spirituality. Like, one of my best friends is because we went to the same church. We've been best friends for over 20 something years. Learned a lot about myself as it pertains to me being a worship leader. You know what I'm saying? Singing and stuff like that. Got a lot of training in those areas. But as it pertains to my relationship with God, I can't contribute any of it to what I was raised in.
Professor, did you have any you never really said what was your childhood like? Were you in church as a child?
It's dark as I don't know what there.
So I actually used to go to New Psalms.
Oh, all right.
When it was on Cathedral Street. I did. I can't say that I enjoyed it. I don't even know what that is. I couldn't even put context to it because it was a time period where I had no real understanding, and I just was showing up because I was told I was supposed to. You know, what's real unfortunate is that most of us only really go along with information only because of fear, not because of understanding. We don't really try to get anything else out of it. I remember one time somebody said to me, it's better to have something and not need it than to need something and not have it. Well, while that's a okay statement in a relative term, you still really need to understand why and when you might need certain things. And when it comes to religion or understanding about God, I still say, like what I said earlier, it's very interesting that people try to put human characteristics to something they don't understand. So I won't get into that right now. But again, yes, I went to church. I don't have a problem with church. I just think that, unfortunately, we have been taught the wrong context. That's my opinion. Somebody else might say something different. Understand that all pastors go through theology school. It also is a nonprofit, which is a 501(c)(3). So it's also a for-profit business, whether you want to call it that or not. They want to say we don't make any money at the end of the year, but but if you're not making no money, then you wouldn't have anything, right? So you're making something. But there are reasons for all of the things that happen in the church setting. I don't have anything negative really to say about church. I look at life differently. I look at people differently. I look at interactions differently. I don't blame the pastor for sleeping with people in his congregation for why I don't go to the church. If he does that, that's his problem. Now he got to deal with God for that. That don't have nothing to do with me. I just think that we get way too involved in things that don't concern us. But for me, I just haven't been. I have no real reason why I haven't gone.
And a remembrance of the younger days there.
Well, my younger days in church, I probably would sleep on somebody's shoulder, getting nudged. Wake up.
Oh, Pop.
Collection plate come around,
and I'm trying to in this discussion.
the collection plate to come around, and I just be thinking to myself, why are these people put money in here? Like, why they put money in this basket right here? And mind you, they pass it all the way down the line. Don't nobody take nothing, or at least I ain't see them take anything. And some of those people that they passing it past don't have anything in their house. They need this money that's going past their face. They don't take anything out of it. They pass it around and It goes out the other side, and they move up and pass it down some more, and then another basket couple come about an hour later,
No, it
and then they got a guest preacher, and we got to pay the guest preacher. And
Oh yeah, we definitely took offerings for the guest preacher. He need a little gas money. I mean, you coming from, gotta
Can
get
I
his
say
little
something to
gas
the
money.
comment that you just put up, Mike?
Which one? Oh, that one.
a lot of
Okay.
money.
So
Oh.
being and I can be biased, being somebody who is in the process of building a ministry, let me just put this out there in the atmosphere. Church is a business. It's a business. So for anybody, if you're at a church and they're telling you that they don't know, it's a business. But there are spiritual there's a spiritual side to it too, but it is a business. If you're going to a building every Sunday, every Tuesday, every Wednesday, if you walk into a service and lights have to come on, if you're going to the bathroom, if you're taking your little children to the bathroom, it's a business. Like, so we can dead that conversation because it is a business. But you decide where you want to get your business to. The same way people ain't been going to Target for 2 years, the same way people been, you decide where you want to sow. And I wanted to speak on that, coming from somebody who is helping build a church. Coming from somebody who was on the administrative staff of one of the biggest churches back in 2016, 2017, 2018. Like, coming from a person who sat in the boardrooms, coming from a person who sat in the meetings, and it's a business. So we can stop that. Like, we don't even have to keep saying that. It's a business. But I also wanted to say something to what Professor said in regards to I don't know how you worded it, but I'll say this. I grew up thinking God was a tyrant. So I did not have a reverential fear of God. I had you know what I'm saying? But that's not who God is to me now. He's Father, he's Abba. Because, and even though I did not have this relationship with my biological father, I'm at a space with God where if I do something wrong, I'm running to him, not away from him. I'm not afraid of going to him with my issues because he knew what I was going to do long before I did it. Because we got free will. And if I chose to do something that was outside of his will for my life, Mercedes, get to run to my Father. There may be some consequences for my actions, but God is not going to turn me away because I don't ever want to call anything a mistake because we too grown. We make decisions. We decide to do things, right? And so, to your point, Professor, I grew up most of my life thinking he was a tyrant. Like, he was this mean, thunder, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But as I unlearned all of the things I had learned growing up, I realized, like, I'm a daddy's girl and he be real good to me. Like, I got a real good life. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to speak to that too.
Amen.
We got a
So-
question. I think this question is for you, Professor.
Oh shit! I don't
My
say back.
question for him.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
My question
All
for
right.
him is, would he go to a place that could possibly benefit him and his family?
Absolutely. So again, I don't have a problem with church at all. I don't. My issue is a personal issue. My issue is, instead of me going to church, the only reason why I haven't really fully invested in going to church on a consistent basis, and I'm gonna tell you, I haven't been in years, probably decades, right? But the only reason why I could even give, if I was to give one, is because instead of me actually listening to what the pastor has to say, I would be in there picking it apart, because I understand that that all of your pastors have gone through theology school. Because they have gone through theology school, their thought process generally is all the same. The problem with that is there is something outside of what they're not saying. I'll say this to you. Most of your churches are telling you that you don't have the power to do all of the things that you're asking and that you or that you're praying for that you want to have. They teach a ministry of lack and not and you don't have the ability. That is not true. It's definitely not true. And if you really understand the text, you'll realize that you have the power to do everything that you want. Everything that you're praying for, you actually have the power to do. You don't have it not because God, the universal God, don't want you to have it. And I'm gonna say this now, so I know people will have a comment about it, or in their mind they're gonna have a comment about it. But the universal God doesn't have a problem with you having it, but the internal God has a problem with it, which is yourself. So I'll just leave it there.
All right, go ahead, PP. I'm sorry, Mercedes.
You looked up like, what?
So the question I'm going to end this on for you all is, when you stopped showing up, did people still show up for you?
No. No. Where I'm at now, they come get me. They don't even allow me to be gone 72 hours. But previously, no.
You were just gone.
Gone. If I showed up, I showed up. That's the difference from a leader caring about your soul than the leaders that only care about what you bring. Now, other ministries I was a part of cared about what I could give, because I am so good at what I do. Administrative wise, like the anointing I flow in, I'm very good at what I do. And I just got to this place. So if you hear me talking like this, it's not cockiness. I'm just walking into the full manifestation of who I am. And I know the authority that I hold, but they only cared about that. Where I'm at now, who I'm seated up under now, cares about when Mercedes don't look like this, when she ain't glammed up, when she ain't looking her best, when she bed rotting in that bed for 3 days. All right, let's get up. Come up out of that. We can't do that. So to answer your question, Mike, no, they didn't.
So are you asking? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead, because you got to
You
go
want
potty.
clarity. You asking clarity for what he was
You
just
gotta
about to
go
ask
potty.
me.
Yo, see, I was just talking about you and your child talking to you crazy. So you said did
When you stop showing up, did people still show up for you?
Are you talking about as far as church is concerned?
Yes, as far as church, because
I never had
you never had a steady church home.
Yeah, pretty much.
I as an adult and somebody reaching out, I never really made any relationships in the church that I went to. I really liked older churches, honestly. I really like the ones where they sing like old Negro spirituals, sound like slave music. Honestly,
me too.
I'm not interested in the toe tapping and the jumping around and falling and rolling down the aisle and all that. That was never my thing. So I never had anybody reach out to me one way or the other. And honestly, I don't know if you know this, Mike, but at one point I was so busy on the weekends that I had a group of guys. It was 2 guys who used to come to my house and we used to do Bible study. And one of the things that the guy used to travel around the world and do Bible study with me, and he used to tell me the way we have it in the United States is very different from other countries. There are still slaves in other countries. There are still people that talk about this doctrine from a hidden perspective. There are also still a lot of interesting things that happen in some of these other countries. But for me, I just never really developed any, I'm not really I'm social. I'm social with a purpose. but outside of that,
don't look at me.
outside of that, I just I don't know. I never really had any
I'm sorry.
relationships with anybody. There's a few people that I still communicate with
Uh-huh.
that I remember from the church, but outside of that, I don't. No, nobody that I could point at and say, "Hey, they stopped talking to me when I stopped talking to them." I just never had that type of relationship. Maybe that would have been a good thing, but I still go back to the same thought process. I'm happy where I'm at in my journey. To be honest with you, I've read a lot, and
No, I got. Don't.
No, and I was
yeah, I
I
got.
was actually going to say that about Professor. Like, even though he doesn't go to a building, one thing I know personally
Yes,
is
but the question is, did people show up for you? So
he said no.
he said no.
no,
Cousin
no.
Will.
boy, going to the bathroom.
Yeah,
Y'all.
I think, yeah, I think what I was looking for, that the last time I ever was in the church, I was looking for that community that would have been the group of people that would have showed up for me. And I think what I found, because it was just me and my wife. We were like, hey, we out here. Let's find a church. Let's find one we like. Let's get into it. Let's have a place to go. So we go try this place out. And this is the first and last time I ever walked out of a church mid-sermon. We get there.
Oh, wow.
The pastor is 20 minutes late, so they have somebody else who's in the congregation stalling, telling the story. She's telling this long, passionate story about how, her car, like she's driving and then stuff, warning lights start going off, things start falling apart, and things were going crazy, and she didn't know what to do. And it was like, to the grace of God, that she was able to drive X number of miles to get to this mechanic shop. She got to this mechanic shop, and the mechanic they had to put a bunch of coolant and stuff in her car and did it for free, and then tied it back to Jesus. Was like, this is the grace of God and Jesus that got me here and made it through this journey. And I'm sitting there like, at what point did you stop taking care of your car? Like, this is not a miracle. Like, you should have been putting coolant in your car. And I'm like, it's that where I think people in that scenario, my experience was, people were removing the responsibility of doing what they have to do and trying to replace that with blind faith, like faith without action.
That's what I was gonna say.
That's kind of where they lost me. And I think the only other person I had with me was my wife. And I think we showed up for each other and was like, this ain't it. Let's go. So the journey continues, but it's like, I think that there's a lot of that goes back to like spirituality versus the version of religion that you show up to get presented to you, because there is this common goal. I think Professor said the universal God. I think I agree with that, but the vessel that's in front of you sometimes misses that mark. And I think that was my experience, where I was like, I don't know about this place. This is not really feeding the thing that I think we're looking for. So we showed up for each other in that moment and got out of there.
Shannon, when you stopped showing up, did people show up for you?
not at the one church that I was ever really a part of. I think once I left, no, nobody came looking for me. Nobody asked my mother, where's Shannon? Why she don't come to church no more?
This is really not helping my case right now,
What do you mean?
because they was looking for me.
Well, that's what they're supposed to do.
My auntie, my
But
church
that's the thing.
aunties, and
That's
all
what
of
they're
them, they was looking
supposed
for
to
me.
do to bring you back. I can say now, if I disappear from my church now, I know they're coming looking for me.
You're gonna probably think I did something to you.
But I know you want to transition. I don't know, like in my mind, like I'm stuck on what Cuz just said, like about the situation. Like I get what he's saying.
Well, with the lady in the
With the
car,
lady
I
in the
know
car.
exactly what I mean.
I get
And
what he's saying.
I
like,
will
yes,
revert
it's
that
much-
back to
it's
faith
much-
without works. I mean, we have to do certain things.
Yes,
Like,
and she didn't. So no, she didn't go do all the things she was supposed to do.
if you
but
buy a
it-
car and never get your oil changed,
Then things
and then all of a
supposed to
sudden
happen.
something go wrong,
But-
then you make it somewhere and you say that was God, and God's probably looking down like, you dummy, you should have put oil in the car.
He probably is, but he's saying, but it's because of me. I got you where you were going.
This
you didn't go
time,
on your
next
own.
time your ass gonna sit on the
And
side
he
of the
might
road.
say that the next time.
Pardon my language. I'm sorry.
But he might
Y'all.
say that the next time. But my thing is, I guess for me, like listen to the story. I can't not think that there was his hand wasn't in it some way, when it could have been the complete opposite, where she was stuck and she couldn't move and she couldn't make it to the mechanic, like things like. So I guess I look at it from both sides of it. Yes, she had work to do. Yes, you did. You didn't do your part. You didn't do your work. But even in spite of you not doing your work, he still showed up for you.
Okay.
So hopefully she learned in that lesson, like the message was,
right,
God helps those who help themselves, right? Hopefully that's what goes back to her and she understands that. There's also a contingent of people that is going to continue to not take care of that car. Amen. Because Jesus is going to get them where they got to go.
They're going to learn one day, because you ain't going to keep playing with him. You better learn.
Okay. I'm liking with it. I'm comfortable. Like I said, this is Cooley and the Gang, Mirror Talks, the altar and the ache, church hurt. This is not about bashing. This is not about downing. This is about a open conversation that it may touch anybody in this room in a certain way. And, you know, all of us may walk out of here with a different perspective, not to say, you know, right, wrong, and different, you know. We just like having real conversations, real talk, real perspective, real people. Say the Lord always will send you what you need.
Amen.
Amen. Can one of you ask me to get at least 1K followers by the end of December, please?
Wait a minute, did you ask the saints to pray for 1K followers?
I'm gonna do right. I'm gonna keep doing right. Lord, please, one of your vessels in this
Mike,
room,
I'm gonna add you to the prayer at 3:00 this morning. I got you.
Thank you very much. All right, so let's go into segment 3.
All right, where we at?
And I think in the crazy part is, like, as we're getting deeper into this conversation, we're kind of touching a lot of this. But it'll give you all a chance to get a little deeper into some of the things you've wanted to talk about, especially when it comes down, I guess, the control tension, the leadership versus the system. And all of you, in a way, have touched on that, and it has either hindered or helped. Mercedes, it hindered in the beginning, but the leadership now is better, and it's more of a blessing. It's more of a light. I think that's a good way to put it. The professor, is your view on is not about the leadership. It's more, I don't want to mince words, so if I'm saying something wrong, the professor
About your own relationship?
It's about your own personal relationship, and, you know, doing a lot of the work yourself.
Right. So I think that the pastor can point you in a direction, or the minister or whoever you follow can point you in a direction, but it's up to you to actually do the work. If you're listening to someone, they just pointed out subject matter. They pointed out subject matter. Now, what are you doing with that subject matter? Are you listening and just saying, okay, well, whatever he said is the answer? Or are you saying to yourself, okay, let me dig a little bit deeper? And let me add one more thing while I'm thinking about it. We all went to school. We don't have to, it doesn't have to be college or whatever. But since when do you study something using the same book? How can you study the Bible and just use the Bible? How is that possible? You don't do it with nothing else, but you're going to do it with the Bible. You think that that's the only book that you need to use to understand it. That tells you that the understanding is just not there, and you're not doing your due diligence. I'm not everything that I'm saying, I'm not trying to persuade anybody in any direction, because I actually believe in the Bible. Honestly, I think the world would be a much better place if people just followed the 10 commandments. That's it. You don't have to add anything else to it. Just the 10 commandments. The world will be a whole different place. And as time goes on, you realize that one violation changes everything in that trajectory of the 10 commandments. Everything is related to something else. So I definitely agree with that information. I just think that people just don't want to do the work. It's comfortable to go to church and just say, well, he said it, gotta be right. I showed up. here's my attendance card. I can make it into heaven today, right? Even though, if I'm not mistaken, somebody can correct me. The Bible says that heaven is not a place, but we talk about heaven like we're going somewhere. Again, man, it's just my perspective. I don't know everything. I don't claim to know everything. I just done limited research with the time that I had to check out different things.
And that's one thing I can say about my
One of the
dad.
saints confirm that because I ain't got that far yet.
That's one thing I can say about my dad. Like, he is an avid
Talking about me?
reader.
That last part, now I'm curious.
No, when I said my dad, he said, "Am I talking about him?"
Bruh.
Yeah, I already knew. I tried to go past it, but since you want to bring it back,
My bad.
That's one thing I say about my dad being a preacher. Like, it was never just about one book with him. Like, I would see him with multiple books. Like, he is a avid reader and like just
And he preaches
addict,
like he
addict for
preaches like he
knowledge.
studies. Like
Yeah.
you could tell he studies the word because it's in his preaching. He's a teaching minister.
Yeah. And I can get with that. Cousin Will, let me ask you this. Let me bring this question to you. Can you separate God from the institution?
Absolutely. I prefer that. I think that's kind of the basis of a lot of where my opinions come from, is because I think the institution is where it gets muddled. Like, I think that's where things change, where it gets to be, okay, interpreted this way versus that way. Where my experience with the church, with the car lady, is like, okay, this experience was not it. This does not mean that's it for me with God. That means that this place was not it, right? And whatever's going on here may not be for me. Now, what I can do is separate and say, there's people in there who need that. There were people in there who were very happy to hear that story, who took something out of it and probably went on and did something with that. And like, I can separate my opinion and my experience from what they might have gotten out of that. But I think the institution is honestly, that word is what messes up a lot of things. We could talk about church, we could talk about mental health, we could talk about anything else. Once you institutionalize something, then it becomes subject to a set of rules that are not absolute, but people act like they are. So what I hope is that people do ask that next question. It's like, so as I'm leaving that church or that experience, right? My answer is not, I'm through with church, I'm through with God, I'm through with religion. That's not it. It is, I need to go deeper because this relationship is more important to me than whatever that was. And it's not getting to me in the way that's being interpreted. So the journey continues. Let me find it. It doesn't remove the importance of having that relationship with God. It's just that version of it wasn't for me.
Mercedes, I'm going to give you the same question. Can you separate God from the institution? What's your thoughts?
So the word says, forsake not the assembly. So when you say institution, are we strictly talking about the building? Because y'all know my thought process is that the church is not a building, it is a people. So if you're talking about, can I separate God from the institution, then yes, I can separate God from the building. Yes, I can.
Absolutely.
So I'm good.
Why you ask me the question, yo?
Because we already know your answer.
I
want you to ask me the question.
Can you separate God from the institution?
Absolutely. I think that it should be separated in the way that Mercedes broke it down just now, or her comment just now made me think about it for a second, because yes, if we're talking about the building, yes, it's definitely different. If we're talking about the people, that's a different conversation, because the people is what makes it. It's really about it's really about energy, yo. I swear it is, man. And we know this. We know this in some shape, form, or fashion. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this. Do any of you guys do you not believe in manifestation? Does anybody here not believe in manifestation? No, nobody? Okay. So if nobody does not believe in manifestation, then that means that you believe that you can create whatever it is that you're thinking about. So my question to you is, what is your prayer? You're praying to ask what? What are you saying? What are you saying? Who are you asking? And why do you think that it's a trade-off? Why do you think that it's I've been good. I've been like Christmas. I've been good all day. I've been good all week. I've been good all year. I deserve this. Can I have it? Why do you think that that's how it is? We make our relationship with God so transactional, as if we're supposed to have something because I've been a good person. But you'll tell me that manifestation is real. You'll tell me that I can get things because I think about it. So why can't you get them anyway? Why does that change?
Now, Professor, I disagree with that. You don't get just because you think. You don't get just because you think. But I also don't. Now, I'm different. So when you say, now some people are, their relationship with God is very transactional. It's because, and let me just be honest. Let me be honest. Because of my anointing and because of all the things I've done in church, I was entitled. And that's when God stripped me of everything. I was very entitled for a long time. But now having a relationship with God, again, God is my father. He's my Abba, right? I'm a daddy's girl. Sometimes I choose to believe, and it just happens this way. God blesses me just because I'm his daughter. Now, this is not everybody, sir. I'm not telling you you can live a life of just doing what you want and you can reap the benefits of getting what you desire. No, I'm not saying that. But sometimes I get it's not based off of my works. And that's even in the word. Like, we're not doing anything based off of works. We're doing it based off of salvation. Like, because of our salvation, that's what it is. It's not, I will never be able to outwork the goodness of God. I will never be able to outwork the mercy and the grace of God. Like, I won't be able to do it because my righteousness is as to a filthy rag to him. So even when I'm thinking I'm doing good, I'm being obedient, I'm doing all of the things, it is still to him as a filthy rag. So the part about the transactional thing, I absolutely agree, because that was my life. That was my reality for a long time because I was very entitled. But I don't personally believe just by thinking a thing, you obtain the thing, because faith without works is dead.
All right. So before I say anything, Mike, are we at the freestyle section or is it?
Oh, I'm sorry.
We gotta. No. You good?
Oh, you good?
Yeah, you good.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Gloves is up. Okay. So
wait. I didn't even get to answer the question.
Go ahead and answer the question.
No, you didn't answer the question.
I don't even remember what the question was.
The question was,
yes.
Can you separate God from the institution?
Yes.
So I believe we all agree.
Yes, you can absolutely separate God from the building. And I just wanted to just reiterate or kind of tap into that, because it's funny that you asked that, because my pastor actually pretty much had to preach that word in church a couple of weeks ago, letting the people know, like, this ain't your, like, the building is the building, but everything that y'all do up in here is man-made. None of the stuff or the rules or the guidelines, none of that stuff y'all have in the church is in the Bible. And at the end of the day, this is like, it's his house in a sense, like, but it's because of us that it is the church, not the building. Mm-hmm. Because if the building fell down and we still was serving God correctly, we would still be the church.
So again, I say I'm good.
Yeah. No, you're not good. Okay, so I think he put that in there on purpose to try to justify him not going into the building ever. I think that the building, once again, you and I'm not trying to call you out, but I think for me, yes, you have a relationship with God.
Mhm.
I see that. I know that. However, I don't, and it could be I just don't see it, but I don't see where you are growing that relationship, diving deeper in that relationship. Like, no, you're not a Bible reader. No, you don't go to church to kind of learn more of what you may not remember from when you was in there all the time, or you may not know.
But
So
I got the cliff notes. I know, I know, like the professor said, the 10 commandments, that is law. Step out of bounds,
y'all not
you done wrong.
y'all not praying hard enough for me.
I'm just saying, like, I'm being like, I'm dead serious. Like, I don't know.
I mean,
and I'm not making it seem like I'm never going to walk into the building again. I mean,
and I like to say, and I guess for me, when I say stuff to you about,
going
and
to church.
for everyone who is coming in from Mirror Talk side, if y'all don't know, we're married. So that's why I'm like, I'm on him in this way. But when I come to you about not going to church, is because I want you to continue to grow your relationship. I want you to go deeper. And if you're not, and it doesn't for me seem like you're doing those things or finding those ways. So for at least this would be a way, and it don't even have to be my church. It doesn't have to be under my leadership. If you found something that you were more comfortable under, but somewhere where you can continue to grow in your relationship and in your walk, and to go deeper in the word and know the word more, because as I'm maturing in my walk, I'm realizing that is the biggest problem. If we don't know our word, then that's where we continue to fall short, or we continue to be able to be led astray, or we don't change, or we don't grow in the Lord because we don't know his word fully.
All right, I'm not gonna make this about me. Poor Shannon. Don't do that, Linnea. Don't do that, please. Yes, you are tuned into the collab episode, Mirror Talks, Cooley and the Gang. Mirror Talks is coming back in August. We got a number. We're gonna put a pin on it. August-ish.
Whatever the first next Thursday. I don't know the date, y'all.
We're not good with.
Is that
we're not good with dates up around here. Huh?
I think it's the 6th.
Yes, that sounds about right.
August 6th.
Mirror Talks will be back on 7:30. Excuse me. Cooley and the Gang is live every other Thursday. 8 to 9:30 p.m. This episode is The Altar and the Ache. We have Cousin Will, the Doc, the professor is here, Mercedes, Glam, Shan, and myself, Mike Cooley. This has been a very engaging conversation. I hope somebody took something from it. The professor wants to get a couple things out. So before we wrap up, we got 8 minutes. I want you guys to get any questions you have in the comments going. I want the professor to he's been sitting on something and I want him to get it out. Okay, now he let it up. He stood up, so I don't
take the mic out.
Oh my goodness, he about to really
this about to get good.
Oh Lord, he done found somebody. He done found a Jezebel up in the club. He about to save. He about to go save a Jezebel in the club. Oh Lord Jesus, what is happening here? Oh
my God.
Yeah, I've never seen this happen before. I don't know what to do. He's moving. He's walking through the kitchen.
I don't know what's happening here.
I don't know what's happening either.
I had to move because they turned the music up. That shit loud. I don't know what in that room I was just playing.
Oh, okay.
So what I was gonna say is there's a couple of things I wanted to say about the way that we look at God in general. Right. First thing is, for some reason, we put human characteristics to God. I could guess why. Masculine and feminine and everything. So I understand that part of it. So I understand why we say him, he, or father. I understand that. But you got to remember that God is way bigger than a human being. Human beings are extremely flawed. Like, we can't even stay outside in any season for a long period of time without finding shelter. So we can't equate God to being a human being. That's the first thing. The second thing is, I think that people really should read a book called the Hermetica and also Kemetic Science. I think that's what it's called, because it'll give you a better understanding of something outside yourself and other possibilities. I'm not saying that you're going to agree with it, but it just makes you, it opens your mind a little bit. We want to believe that because we pray that we're owed something. Because I've been a good steward, a good student, we're owed something. But you aren't owed anything. You get what you believe. When they talk about faith of a mustard seed, why do you think that God needs you to believe in him? He doesn't need you to believe in him. If you wanted to believe in him, or you want to believe in him, that's your choice. That you have the freedom of choice. So you can choose to decide to do something like that, or you can choose to say, no, I want to actually believe in something different. That's your personal preference and your personal choice. What you get from that is whatever you get from that. When we talk about prayer, so just, going over a whole bunch of things I was thinking about. When we talk about prayer, yo, it's loud in the head. I don't know what this girl doing, yo.
Focus, sir. Focus.
When we talk about prayer, the interesting thing is, even within scripture, God has essentially given you all the opportunities and all things you need to have everything that you want, right? In some shape, form, or fashion, it's stated even within scripture. But we ignore that little piece and we think that we need to pray to God and ask him for more. The reality is, you need to, if you're going to ask for anything, if you just have to do it, you need to understand, you need to ask to understand the gifts that you've already been given and utilize the gifts that you already have, because you know what you need. When I said earlier about prayer and the God within, what I was saying to you is, and we looked at, some people of the older generation look at it as blasphemy, but I never said I was the God. What I said was that you have the power to create. And because you have that power to create, you have to use it, or you won't get it. You won't get what you're asking for. You're saying that I pray because I need to give thanks. Yes, you do need to give thanks. I'm not saying that you don't. You absolutely do. Because being grateful is a big part of getting more or receiving abundance. But another part of that is understanding that you have the power to create. We also talk about God and the devil and hell. Never once do people even consider the fact that God is all powerful. If God is the strongest being, if you agree with that, then who is the devil? How is the devil and God competing? How is that possible? There's no way possible that they can be competing. But people will say that and think that makes sense to them. And the pastor will preach that and like that makes sense. And nobody ever questions that conversation. We're talking about an all-powerful being that can do, create, and all of that. Another thing, we're all children, huh?
Oh, he said pineapple.
I thought it was bow tie. There's only one thing that I've always questioned that was in the Bible. Nothing else that I've come across that I've actually questioned. It's only one thing. Well, two things. One thing is, in the Bible in the beginning, it said, well, not in the beginning, but somewhere close. It says that God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. If you look up the definition of begotten, that means the only one. That means there is no other. And that's even in Hebrew text. My problem with that, or my question about that, is if Jesus is his only begotten son, then what are we?
I knew.
That's
When you said that,
that's my only one of my only questions. The other part to that question, or the other thing that was questionable to me, is what is it? Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Those are the different parts of the Bible, right? If those are the different parts of the Bible, Hebrews intentionally name people. None of those names are Hebrew names. How are their names Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John? Now that's just a conversation piece. That's not really about a whole lot, but that's a conversation piece. The names couldn't have been Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. There's no way.
Mercedes, anything that we've touched on or you didn't feel got the correct shake tonight? How do you feel this went?
I felt like this was an absolutely. I had to take my mic out because my iPad was dying. So can y'all hear me clearly? Okay. And if my fan is loud, y'all, I'm having hot flashes. Y'all just gonna hear. This was absolutely amazing coming from somebody who go 10 toes down for the Lord. I feel like this was an amazing conversation. I feel like everybody's perspective. Oh, absolutely. You need to do another one. You need to do a part 2, 3, 4. Like, I don't feel like this conversation gets enough where people are able to sit down and have healthy conversation, because oftentimes you got people picking, like, nobody, I feel everybody here tonight was listening to hear and understand versus to hear to respond. Because a lot of times when we watch podcasts, they're picking each other apart because they're trying to respond rather than comprehend what is being said. So I absolutely loved everything. Yeah. It was something Professor said that I wanted to piggyback off of, but I didn't forget it. So yeah.
Oh, don't worry. You'll remember, because we're going to post some clips and we're going to continue it in the comments on every last clip that we get going on each one of our pages. It's not over. Cousin Will.
Yeah,
what are your
I
thoughts?
agree with Mercedes. Yeah, I wish that more people could have this conversation like this, because what you can pull from it is you can see that people have different backgrounds, different perspectives, different perceptions on how things go, but it's all rooted in the same thing. And I think the understanding that we all are rooted in what that greater universal faith is, and have been able to take from that what we need from it and find our own journey. I mean, me and you are similar, Mike, where we're not gone. We're just trying to figure out what is that right way, what is that way back, and open to being able to find and figure out what that is. And I agree with that. And I think like a lot of the points that was made here tonight give me hope that hopefully there's more avenues out there to be able to do that, because like I would love to have a stronger and greater relationship with all of it. But I think that starts with being able to listen. And I appreciate that everybody here was able to do that tonight too.
And shout out to all you in the comments, because you guys were very engaged. You had a lot of interesting perspectives and contributed to the conversation all night long. So definitely shout out to you all, and we thank you for that.
Especially higher images of Georgia.
And it was TJ too.
Oh yeah, TJ. Yeah. Shout out to them, my man Vance. Shout out to Vance, Linnea, everybody, like my cousin Randy. Love you, Randy.
Yep. So it sounds like a part 2 is necessary. Necessary.
Yeah, I did enjoy this. I mean, you guys did help me, because this is something that I have. This is a conversation. You know, I have battles within my own head about some of the decisions I've made and the way I did certain things. But just know I stay prayed up. I keep a prayer in the holster. Bam.
No, sir.
Oh no holster prayers. Okay, my bad. All right, sorry.
We'll toss it over
This
to
is
Mercedes
TJ.
Moore.
TJ.
Oh, he switched. He switched. He was.
Oh,
He,
I
he
thought
went
it
from
was
the
TJ.
No, he went from
Look.
his what was it? TJ in his last name?
That was his Facebook page.
Yeah. So
Oh, okay.
He's like, this is me.
And before we roll out, Mercedes has something special for everybody.
So, fellas, and to my and I'm saying fellas because y'all need to go over there and get y'all woman something. So, from now until tomorrow at 11:59 p.m.
Wait. Run it back. Let them know who you like, because once again, we only know you as a podcaster.
So you guys,
run it back a little bit.
I am Mercedes Dion, but I am the founder of MD On Beauty. I have my own makeup line. I should have had my stuff up on the thing, but nevertheless. So my obedience over offense tees. Hold on, y'all. Jesus Christ.
More than a black man tee. She has a whole apparel line.
I have a whole apparel line, but this tee specifically is discounted right now. My lippies, my lip glosses are at a discounted rate right now until tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In honor of Cooley and the Gang, allow me to come and just sit with them on tonight. You don't have to type in a code, but when you get to checkout, you're gonna see CNTG. It's gonna let you know how much money you save. But yeah, y'all go to mdonbeauty.com, and again, you can save my lip. When you get on there, you're gonna see that my lip glosses are pre-ordered. They just touched down, and I had
it ain't on my front porch. Where's mine? It ain't on my porch yet.
It ain't on my porch yet. Down. And I said that when they touched down, I was changing the price. But in honor of coming on and just having this conversation, I wanted to do something just to show my love for Cooley and the Gang. Thank y'all for having me. But again, my lip glosses, my lip, I have matte lippies, and my Obedience Over Offense collection is all at a discounted rate. So y'all go get y'all some stuff. And Shane can let y'all know I am a reputable business. I ain't flugazi. I ain't no scammer.
It's MD On Beauty. Make sure we spelled that right, because you know we've been misspelling all for the last 24 hours. Okay.
So definitely head out and support Mercedes. mdonbeauty.com. When you get to the end, see that Cooley, that CNTG, get your discount. Show her some love. I recently met Mercedes when Shannon met Mercedes, so that's how I met her. And it's a group of them. It's a group of them, and I love them all because they love my wife, the way they do, and I appreciate them. So they are my family also. So cousin Will, we got new cousins. They come into the cookout. So thank you, Mercedes. Like you didn't have to do this. You didn't have to share your platform with us, and I do appreciate it. Like and this is now another home for you whenever you want to come back on. Honestly, G didn't show up and you did. And cuz you've been around long enough, G, he shows up when he wants to. Janae's in charge of HR now, so she'll be taking care of that. But yeah, show her some love and some support. Right. Definitely. Diamond, she's another one of the Get Along Gang. I come up with a new name for them every week, so we'll see what happens next week. But we are back Thursday after next. The next episode is, what is it, Shannon? It is Everybody Can't Go.
Sure enough can't. Sure enough.
That's our next episode. Everybody Can't Go. Then we got The Cost of a Split Second. And then the episode that I'm really looking forward to is going to be episode 9, which is we're a little ways from it. It's called Raised or Just Fed. And we're going to try to get some youth on here, some children on here, because we want to have a discussion about parenting. And parenting. And,
we're going to have not our kids though, right?
I might pull one of them. I might pull my favorite one. And I don't care what you say about me. Yes, I do have a favorite child. I don't care. I mean, everybody has a favorite something. I got a favorite pair of shoes. I have a favorite child. I love them all.
Is it the bunny queen?
Heck no.
Oh, okay. It must be Frank.
Heck no. My most dependable child is Aiden. I can count on Aiden for any. I could call Aiden right now and ask him to go upstairs and find me one sock with a piece of lint on it that's black. And that boy will go find that sock for his father and come back. The rest of them will tell me to go to hell. So he's the one I can count on. I love them all equally, but he's the one. Thank you all for tuning in. Love y'all. Janae said, there it is. G, you fired. She didn't even suspend you. You just got fired, G.
He had to work, man.
Yeah, G had to work tonight. Everybody thinks it's Frank. Frank is he's very dependable, but Aiden he'll go that extra step. Frank is the young son hero.
He'll go the extra step for his father.
No, I said me. You have yours, I got mine. Am I wrong, cuz?
Hey, I plead the fifth. I got people listening tonight. I don't need problems tonight.
I know that's right.
Get ready. You will see cousin Wilmore. He and I have been talking. He has all the show rundowns. He picks and chooses when he gets to come because he's family and nepotism lives over here at Cooley in the Gang. So he can do that. We should do a good cousin episode. We get Corbin on here.
Oh, Lord.
Corbin and Janae for the parent episode. That would be, yeah, we're going to put that together.
I'm going to go into that cousin roster. That get wild.
Have Mac and Kim on here. Have everybody parents. That'd be bugging. That might have to be more than an hour and a half.
Your mother will be calling the whole show. No, we're good.
All right, we're gonna let y'all go. Thank y'all. Don't forget, go follow Mercedes. We've tagged Cousin Will and Mercedes in all our posts. Go follow them.
And go grab your lippies and your
mdonbeauty.com
because we support around here. And if y'all want that Cooley in the Gang gear, let him know because the Lord is still working on me, but we can make it happen.
Amen. Thank y'all very much, Cousin Will, Mercedes.
Yes, thank y'all.
I won't be able to say it enough. Thank you very much.
Professor just left.
Yeah, Professor went it's hunting season. He went hunting for wabbits.
What?
All right, that's it. I'm done.
Bye.
We still don't have an outro. Good night.